Ugh. I want some. Alright, this is about when a psychopath realized he's been caught, chat. Today we're going to watch a video about psychopaths. It's not a video about me. It's a video about a different psychopath. Alright, you ready? You strapped in? You got your helmets on? Let's do this.
And I just realized when I was taking a pee that the word they used for me is homicidal maniac. But that's the correct term, right?
Jeez.
It was one of the most brutal killing sprees in all of Maine's history.
Maine? There's like 15 people in Maine, and one of them decided to be a fucking spree killer, a homicidal maniac. You sure it's not about you? This one isn't.
Sending shockwaves through the small town of Amity.
Hey, isn't that where the haunted things took place, Amity? Like, with the Warrens and shit, the haunted houses? Oh, fuck, I don't know about ghosts, but is that not the same place?
Fortunately, and to the relief of the townspeople, it wasn't long before a suspect in the triple homicide was apprehended. However, the motive they gave...
Nev, take with a prime! Nev with a prime. W Nev. Thank you so much. 6 months. Good to see you, Nev. I'm glad you're here.
Behind the killings is one of the most bizarre and unbelievable, leaving investigators questioning how much was fact and how much was twisted fiction. Entangled amongst the killer's countless outrageous statements is the remaining question. Was it a revenge slaying, so-called vigilante justice?
I could ask for a better roommate or a friend. Thank you so much, Bobby and John.
Or a senseless crime carried out by a cold-blooded murderer who just wanted to know what it was like to kill.
The intrusive thoughts won.
Referring to Amity, Maine as a tiny town is a bit of an understatement. There were only 238 residents back.
What? There was only 200 people? Dude, I thought I lived in a small town. Holy fuck. Imagine living in a town of only 238 people.
Back in 2010. And with the savagely brutal killings, the count was further reduced by 3.
Bro, literally just killing 3 people is like a big deal there. Holy fuck. The fraction of my high school class. Dude, my high school class was really small, and it was only 400 people, and we still had more people in this whole fucking town. Like, how do you even do anything? Like, how do you even operate, like, sewage, like, electricity, water? Like, how do you run gas stations? Who works? Too small. What else is there to do? True, Nev. Like, what else you gotta do in a town of 230 people?
On the night of June 22nd, with one crime.
238 people. And he kills 3 of them, and then now there's 235.
Amity's innocence had been stolen, and things would never be the same.
I might kill
On
someone.
June 23rd, 30-year-old Jason DeHaan's brother became worried when he hadn't returned home from his friend 55-year-old Jeff Ryan's house, where he had spent the previous evening. He decided to go to Jeff's house himself. At first, there was no sign of either of them. That is, until he used a flashlight to look through the window of Jeff's...
Like, is there police officers there? Like, what the fuck? Is there a hospital?
...mobile home. He caught sight of a large amount of blood and immediately called his father, Robert DeHaan, to
Do they not have police? He was like, dude, we don't have any cops. I gotta call my dad.
Inform him of the shocking discovery.
They have 1 police officer, and he was off that day.
Robert soon arrived, and together the 2 men made their way inside. The home was hauntingly still. At first glance, it appeared that no one was there. Robert made his way to one of the bedrooms, and that was where he encountered the first horrific sight.
Folded clothes! Ah! Ew, look how he folded them. It's fucking terrifying.
Jeff's 10-year-old son, Jesse Ryan, was clearly deceased.
Oh, shit. My bad. Didn't mean to be disrespectful to Dad. My bad. Rip Jesse.
Lying on the floor of the bedroom, and it was immediately apparent that the little boy's last moments had been horrific.
Jesus.
At this point, the men notified authorities. Maine State Police troopers soon responded, and it wasn't long before the other 2 victims were located nearby.
Damn.
Jeff's body was found in a shed on the property.
Damn.
And they found Jason's mutilated body had been abandoned at the end of the driveway.
What a fucking horrifying, like fucking ordeal to come to. Like, just imagine seeing, like, the leftovers of, like, some psychopath who just murders people, bro. He killed a little boy, killed this guy, and left him at the end of the driveway and mutilated him, and then fucking killed a guy and shoved his body in a shed. Holy fuck, this, like, dude, this guy's absolutely fucking bonkers, bro. What the hell? Yeah, what the hell? You know what? I think Ezra put it best, chat. This makes me go, what the hell?
Driveway. Initially, Jeff's truck was nowhere to be found.
Wow, that's crazy.
A few days later, it was located approximately 15 miles from his home. It had been set on fire, apparently to destroy
Damn.
any evidence the assailant had left behind. The whole situation was impossible to swallow. Initially, it appeared to have been a random ambush.
That's crazy.
There was no other explanation as to how these individuals had been chosen. For the first time, the town lived in fear.
What is this building? Bro, this is their town hall? Bro, I get what it, like, I was wondering why they kept showing this building. I looked at the sign. Amity Town Office. This is their town hall. They don't have a town hall. They have a town office. Their fucking town hall building's not even big enough to have a hallway, so they have to call it a town office. Ain't no way. Spoopy. What up, Renty?
A homicidal maniac was on the loose, potentially roaming the streets, preparing to attack again. It was imperative that the killer be found immediately before any additional lives could be taken. A wealth of evidence was gathered from the crime scene.
Please don't kill children. Yeah, Rose. You know what? Any killers out there, Rose has a public service announcement for all you killers. Listen, you know what? Kill adults. Whatever. We'll catch you. But hey, leave the kids alone. You know what? Children killings just dropped by 99% thanks to Rose.
Collected were beer bottles and cigarette butts, as well as fingerprints, and most importantly, the DNA profile of an unknown male was found. While a variety of law enforcement agencies were...
Not the Skechers. Bro, imagine dying and then they roast your shoes on the fucking YouTube video after you're dead. Like, that's double violation, bro. Let this man rest in peace. Don't be showing this man Skechers.
Of an unknown male was found. While a variety
look at his shoes.
Of law enforcement agencies were hard at work on the case. An elderly couple, Robert Bob Strout and Joy Strout,
I've joked about worse
sat for an interview
with
a local
newspaper.
The pair had connections with one of the
Joy and Bob Strout
victims, Jeff Ryan. Bob and Joy's daughter, Tamara Strout, had a teenage daughter with Jeff. Their granddaughter had just lost her father, and though it didn't initially seem there was any other connection to the ongoing case, one would soon emerge. Detectives conducted numerous interviews, which eventually revealed someone had been staying with Bob and Joy Strout for
Bro, Bob looks like he's dead in this picture.
A few weeks, including at the time of the killings, a young man by the name of B.
Oh yeah, he's guilty. Bro, he looks like Light Yagami. What the hell? Look, he looks like Noodles. You guys know Noodles?
You see, Thane's mother was good friends with the Strout's daughter, and Thane moved in with the couple to help them around the house.
I knew I loved
cooking,
Noodles.
Cleaning, and taking care of their pheasants and other birds.
No, sir.
Since he was at the Strout's home at the time of the
Senpai, Peanut, hello. Does that not look like him?
Killings, police believed that Thane could have witnessed something potentially helpful for the case. The thing was, at the time of the investigation,
maybe not.
Thane was
no
longer living with Bob and Joy. Luckily, the couple knew exactly where he was. Thane had made a recent move to Dover in Maine's neighboring state of New Hampshire.
Holy fuck. New Hampshire? Bro, these states are so small. Rhode Island, Maine, and New Hampshire? Bro, who the fuck even lives there? What the fuck goes on in those states? Can we just get rid of them? Can you guys just move out of those states so we don't have to worry about all the extra bullshit? I feel like that's just extra to have those.
There he was now living with Bob and Joy's son, which
Jr.
made tracking him down even easier for detectives. Maine State Police detectives spoke to Thane at the residence on June 29th, 1 week after the killings, and asked him a few questions. At the time, Thane agreed to provide his fingerprints and a sample of his DNA during the course of the meeting.
Oh my God, it's going to match.
On July 2nd, the detectives returned to the residence where Thane was staying. They asked if he'd be willing to speak with them at a Dover, New Hampshire police station.
Damn, isn't it crazy nowadays how like you can get like Google Maps, like the layout, Street View. You can like plan anything in any area. Like look at this, like this Google Maps image of this, like the Dover Police Department. Like you can see all the windows, the entries, the exits, the waterways, the roads, the streets, the other buildings. Like, isn't that wild? New Hampshire, not New Hampshire. I know, New Hampshire.
And he obliged. They had a feeling he knew more than he'd originally let on, though he was being cooperative so far.
Gives you all the tea. Dude, imagine the fucking Google satellite taking a picture of you, like in like your worst moment outside your house. Like you're having like a mental breakdown on your porch or something, and it gets fucking captured on Google. Or the Google, you guys seen the funny Google road car pictures and stuff? What's up, Pilk?
The interview gets underway. The majority of the following interrogation footage has never been seen.
I love seeing interrogation footage. I wish I could interrogate people.
Before.
Because you know the family better than anybody, right?
I'll do my best. I don't know that I know them better than anybody, but
well, you know them better than I do. That's
perhaps.
You know?
Bro, the one little cowlick hair in the back reminds me of like an anime Harvest Moon characters. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Pill, bro.
Talk to a lot of people. We talked to Tamara, obviously, Mariah.
You might recall that Tamara is the daughter of Bob and Joyce Strout. Mariah is the daughter of Tamara and Jeff Ryan, one of the murder victims.
Chat. Talk to Tanya.
Use your detective skills, chat. Let's look for behavioral analysis.
Note that Tanya is another daughter of Bob and Joy. She actually holds a significant place in this story.
Why they blur
the
everyone?
The detective has just referred to was precisely how they learned that Thane had been staying with Bob and Joy for the past few weeks, prior to his recent move to New Hampshire.
She's a piece of work, you know.
Oh, yeah.
She thought I was this cat's ass. She thinks you're gorgeous, by the way.
I know.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's cocky. She thinks you're gorgeous. Like, yeah, I know. I am. Pronounced New Hampshire.
You'll notice right off the bat that Thane really is a piece of work, for lack of a better way to describe him. However, the detectives are savvy. Don't let their unassuming demeanors fool you.
Dude, chat, listen. Doesn't matter if you're guilty or innocent. If you're ever in an interrogation room, even if they just ask you to come down and answer some questions, if you ever feel like anything's off, ask for a lawyer or ask to leave. 100 times, 100%. Always do it, chat. Always. Because detectives, bro, they want to throw you off. They don't want you to know anything, and they don't want you talking to a lawyer or talk. They don't want you to have help. They want to use you in whatever way they can use you. And even if they're using you for good, you might get hurt in the process. So always, always, always be very careful talking to detectives, especially in like a formal manner like this.
It's all an act to get Thane to talk, and talk he does.
Because like you make me feel old. Because I've been in this criminal division here for 20 years.
Yeah.
You're 20.
And
so, oh, what? You don't want
You've been working this.
I
hope I didn't mix these up.
Find out.
Yeah, you'll know.
Where's yours?
No. If I make that, I'll be going to the bathroom in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
They continue the small talk and keep the conversation lighthearted.
What up, Barbie?
Have faith, though. Mute. There's a method behind this madness.
He's Dale Keegan, and you're
Adam Stoudemeyer.
Yeah. You're from New Hampshire.
Kittery. Yeah, practically New Hampshire. Actually, you say that. I was born at the hospital in Portsmouth, so.
Okay.
The detectives continue to build.
Bro, I don't like all these cities, Kittery, Portsmouth. They sound so like random. They sound so like, what the fuck?
Rapport because they know that pushing too quickly could cause Thane to stop talking or
Thane is
ask
an interesting
for a lawyer.
name.
Clearly, though, Thane is enjoying the conversation. Or maybe it's just the sound of his own voice.
Oh my god, he's a narcissist.
Being the center of attention. They touch on a variety of subjects, and Thane has a lot to contribute.
And what really went wrong is I got engaged. That's what went wrong.
Who'd you get engaged to?
Cindy Courier. And she
Courier
left me for my best friend.
Damn!
2 weeks before the...
And it turned him into a killer, just like me, making me feel comfortable. Look at this, bro. It's always the women who cause the murders. Listen, if she wouldn't have left him, no people would have died. Deserved.
This particular tangent, like each of the others thus far, is completely unrelated to the reason for this meeting. Though it may not appear so, the interview is off to an excellent start.
Oh yeah, if you got someone in an interrogation room feeling this comfortable, acting all chatty like this, first of all, they're probably guilty of something. Listen. Rule number 1, chat. If you smooth brains haven't caught this yet, listen, if you're in an interrogation room with police and you're just chatting, trying to create conversation, that makes you look guilty. An innocent person doesn't spend their day sitting in an interrogation room just chit-chatting with police. Listen, be direct, be to the point, don't be extra. You don't need to fuck, these guys aren't your friends. You're never going to see them again if you're innocent. So fucking say what you need to say and get the fuck out.
The detectives did their homework.
And if they're trying to be chatty, try to be friendly with you, it's because they suspect you of something and they're trying to get on your good side. They're trying to get in your head. They're trying to build rapport. Fire hoodie, thank you. Facts. Like, cause like, bro, they don't give a fuck about you being your friend. They don't give a fuck about your ex-girlfriend that left you for your best friend. Oh, sorry to hear that, Thane. No, bro, they want you to be their buddy. Why? So they can fucking use you.
Obviously know what makes Thane tick, how he views himself, and how he wants others to view him. This helps them determine the best way to approach him, and will hopefully cause him to let
that
his
one
guard
little
down
hair
and
is still
reveal the
sticking up.
truth.
They're
An intriguing question
100%.
soon makes its
Well,
way.
no. So detectives go to lots and lots of schools that's to do with interrogation methods, psychology, sociology, and things like that. So they know what they're doing. Like detectives aren't like just regular police officers. They go through a certain type of training where they practice scenarios, and they have years and years and years of criminal research from past interrogations and doctors on how to break people down, how to get them on the good side, get them talking, and just get them on this fucking like snowball effect to a confession.
Way into the conversation as they continue this little session of getting to know one another.
What person in your life do you think you most respect?
Person in my life? Living person?
Yeah, whatever.
A living person.
Andrew Beardsley.
Who the fuck is that?
He was my coach, mentor, I consider him, and literature teacher in high school. And he's the nephew to Bill Beardsley, who's just running for governor.
Okay, I was wondering if there was
a connection with Hudson College. He did his college thesis on Tolkien, J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah.
He taught a class on Tolkien. I took a class on Tolkien. I love The Lord of the Rings. Silmarillion, The Hobbit. The Hobbit's my favorite book.
What in the fuck are these random ass conversations? He's kind of a nerd. I like Lord of the Rings too, so that's kind of base, but like, what does this have to do with anything?
Thane shows us a bit of his scholarly side here.
Yeah. He's like, I'm a scholar. I've read Lord of the Rings. I'm so smart. I'm so cultured. I know about Gandalf and the Balrog. Do you? Yeah, he's just so scholarly, chat. He's so much smarter than us because he read Lord of the Rings.
Get it. You watch that?
Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Well, there's this more...
Is that the one with Precious, the little Precious? That guy,
Yeah, that one.
Netflix is the classic.
Nothing to do with the other show there.
Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
No.
Different breed.
No. Different.
And the detectives continue to let him talk. They feed his ego as they play up his intellect and downplay their own. After sufficient time has been invested in efforts
They're
to
using
build
him. Look at him. He thinks he's controlled the room. He thinks he has them on their side. He thinks everyone loves him. He's just built this great rapport with the detectives. But the detectives want him to think. They want him to think this so they can in his ass.
Rapport. The detective cuts to the chase, and the moment this has all been building towards.
Ready?
He confronts Thane with a direct...
Chat, get ready. And then they shock him. They shock him with a confrontational question.
So what about this case here? We'll start off the beginning here. What type of person do you think would do this?
No, I haven't given that much thought.
Yet, if a serious crime happens in a small town to people you know, and as a result, you're sitting in an interrogation room, it's hard to believe you haven't given it a lot of thought. Though he isn't really showing it, Thane is likely feeling some level of stress, which would be...
Chat, you guys have a good face to hide your stress, hide your anxiety, to hide like your lies? Or do you guys like get sweaty and get panicky and fidgety? Or do you guys have like a good poker face when it comes to shit like this?
Normal given the circumstances.
Because I know some people who've lied to me and like they're like spazzing out, fidgeting, they're like and then there are some people who like lie to me, the most fucking cold gaze, the cold like bro, they're just like, yeah, I fucking love you. I'll never leave you or cheat on you. I'm just like, oh fuck yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that was a lie? What? You know what I mean? Definitely got a good poker face. I know you do, Grizz. Yeah, just hold eye contact without blinking. Lymphal.
His hands have been touching since he entered the room, and while it's possible this is simply a comfortable and a typical...
Yeah, Rose in the interrogation room, and they're like, did you kill these people? She's like, no.
Position
what the
for
fuck,
him.
Rose?
It may be a self-soothing behavior due to feelings of stress.
That's what Andrew Tate's always doing, bro. Oh my god. Andrew Tate's soothing himself. He's a self-soother. What game you playing tonight? I don't know. Overwatch or COD, prob.
Would have to be cold,
when I'm nervous.
greedy, maybe. I don't know. Someone would have to be
maybe Fortnite.
Just heartless.
I
mean, I never met.
I know how. Chat. I'm an amazing liar.
His son, Mariah's little brother, but who could do that?
You did, bro. Imagine killing a little boy, and they're like, "Yo, you killed that little boy?" He's like, "That's terrible. Who could do such a thing?" Dude, just imagine like this saying that with that in your head, that in the back of your head. That's wild to me. That just like shit just blows my mind. I do need to play some Fortnite because I do have the battle pass that Barbie got me, and I do need to level it up so I don't waste it.
Well, you never know. I mean, the biggest thing that we don't understand is reasons. I mean, there's a reason for everything. You know, the mistakes happen. And that's why even a computer has a delete key. You know, right. Mistakes happen. Wrong place, wrong time. Panic, self-defense. Who knows?
And now they're building up, like what they call. So, like, he's already got a story. He doesn't know anything. So now what they do is they give them, like, little things like wrong place, wrong time, panic, self-defense, like, basically justifications for what they did. And they're like, oh. And so they get you to admit a little more, and a little more. And so once they catch you in a lie and you admit you lied a little bit, they're just going to keep on pulling more and more out of you. So if you're going to go in there and lie, stick to the original lie all the way through. Don't stop. It's the right.
Are you well aware of the Constitution and all that stuff, right?
Well aware of the Constitution.
Well aware of the Constitution and your rights and all that stuff. Do you understand you're not under arrest?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. If you ever want to leave, you just tell me. All right, all I ask is, don't be rude about it. Just say things.
I mean, I'd be a little bit shocked if I were under arrest, to tell you the truth.
So would I.
Yeah, look how he's acting. Thanks for the advice. I got you.
And I'm here to cooperate.
Well, that's right. That's right. But I appreciate that. I know you know your rights and all that stuff. One of the formalities that we have to do is to
tell me
your rights. Okay. You can probably recite it better than I can.
They're feeding him excuses. I forgot what the method's called, and I'm sure they're gonna do it. But like I've seen a million different this YouTuber's videos, in particular. And basically, what detectives like to do is when they know someone has murder involved, they give them qualifiers, which is what they call them. Which is like they're like, oh yeah, I actually do know more than I let on, but I'm not guilty. They're like, okay, well, what do you know? They're like, well, I heard it was so and so, and they were mad because they were the drugs. And they're like, well, how can they be that if you were this? And they just pull out more and more. I think it's called a qualifier. I can't remember the term.
I don't know that I could recite it.
Right, but you understand it, though.
The detectives intentionally downplay the formalities, and Thane seems to think he has this one in the bag. We're about to see, however, that this definitely isn't the case.
They're about to fuck him.
After the short detour for Miranda warnings, the detective picks right back up where he left off.
Formalities, right?
Right.
So, where were we? We're talking about what type of person would do that. You said cold, greedy, heartless.
Someone just with no love for life. No love for things that grow.
Damn! Can you believe he's saying that with that face? Bro, that's you!
And I mean, what we know about Tolkien and Tolkien's writing, you seem like you know a little bit more about Tolkien.
Ew, cringe! Bro, they're asking you about a murder. Why are you bringing Lord of the Rings back into this? Ugh. Bro, if I was a detective, I was like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Back to what we were saying.
Tolkien. It's, his main themes are hope and hopelessness and a love for things that grow.
Interesting. And
that's I don't care face.
This brings us to the next question, as the detective once again pulls Thane back in from his most recent departure from the topic.
Yeah, he's trying to depart from the topic.
To the person when we find him?
What should happen?
When we find the bad guy, what should happen?
Well, I imagine you're going to read him his rights, formality,
right,
and lock him away.
You think he should go to jail?
Of course. Yeah.
Well, unless there's a good reason. Can you think of any good reason something like this could happen?
Oh, shit.
Good reason?
Yeah. Do you think of any reason? I mean, again, we don't understand reasons. Just because he did something like this doesn't mean you got to go to jail for all your life, But just, can you think of any good reason for something like this to happen?
Oof. Dude, I bet his mind is so fucky right now because they were playing on his side. Now they're getting a little more like, could you think of a reason? Is there any way this could be justified in your head? And, bro, he's like, do I answer say yes, self-defense, or do I say no? Like, bro, they're fucking with his head so heavy right now. And I don't know if you guys have ever been in, like, a really, like a mental battle with someone, I guess. Like, maybe not even an interrogation with police, but, like an argument, or, like, when you're fighting with someone, or, like, for example, here's a good example, like, with an ex, not my ex, I'm not going to name, not just saying for example, not a personal example, to fucking save everybody's feelings just in case. Like for an ex when like, oh, you cheated on me, no I didn't, and you're arguing on the phone back and forth, you're like, oh, what about this from 2 years ago, what about that, how could I cheat on you, I love you, baby, and like, my friend, Jake, he was there, and he said that never happened, and this and this and this, look at this Instagram, and you're just like, you get so worn down mentally, by the end of it, you're like, yeah, whatever, I believe you, yeah. Like, you guys ever feel that way? You guys ever like where people like can like it's like a battle of like mental warfare, like where someone's down so much they become like submissive in the way where they answer questions, they give you honesty finally. probably makes me angry, or like, you know, will like consent to like, you know, like, oh, like, did you actually cheat on me, or oh, forgive me and believe me, stuff like that. Yeah, def.
I cannot think of any good reason.
Like that.
Something like
that's
that.
What they're doing right now. They're playing mind games with him. They're wearing down his mental. So when they really start to push on him, they like he's like, oh, his mental is drained. He's tired. He's weak, and his defenses are down. That's what they're doing right now. They're just like chopping at him. That's why none of the questions that they're asking are really that like implicative, are really that helpful. Because obviously they know like what kind of person would do this. He's like, I'm being guy. Like obviously it's a bad person. What should happen to him? Obviously they should go to jail. They're just playing with him, bro.
So far, he isn't able to provide a reason. Not yet, at least. The detective travels back several years and inquires about an event that seems to have had a profound...
Why is he drinking his drink like that?
...negative impact on Thane.
You lived with Uncle Steve. You were at Uncle Steve's and through the high school years?
That's right.
Okay. So obviously things were not going good with your mom during this.
From age 12 up to age 17.
Anything significant happened at age 12 to make you want to move out from mom to go with Uncle Steve?
Well, it wasn't my choice. It was a matter of DHHS or DHS, Department of Health and Human Services.
He claims that he was allegedly abused by his mother, which resulted in him being removed from her care at age 12 and into his uncle's home until he was 17. It's possible that Thane is exaggerating or even fabricating his history of alleged abuse as a ploy for sympathy.
Wait, so that didn't actually happen?
The detectives touch on high school and how that ended for Thane. This may be a sore subject, considering his inflated view of his high level of intelligence.
Oh, shit.
So you graduated in 08?
That was the class of 08.
Yeah. And you graduated from Ellsworth High School?
I didn't graduate.
Oh, you didn't graduate there. What?
Damn.
What happened there?
That's a long story, too.
We got plenty of time.
Damn.
You got plenty of time and coffee and even candy bars if you want.
No. Okay. Senior year rolls around. I got my car and my license and...
Oof, lol, he's plotting. Imagine, like, not graduating high school, and they're like, so why didn't you graduate high school? It's like, long story, like, tell us how you failed high school. Relive your failure of trying to graduate high school.
Almost all of my credits.
You've likely noticed by now that Thane's word usage is atypical. Because he didn't finish high school, perhaps Thane is trying to make up for it by using a higher level vocabulary.
Really? I didn't really think he was using a high level vocabulary. I think he thinks he's smart when you can like tell he's definitely dumb and like unaware. But I don't think he sounds like super intelligent or anything.
To appear as smart or smarter than the detectives.
Ellsworth was a school system that changed their systems, treated us like guinea pigs, and treated us like we were in prison cells.
Damn!
If what Thane is saying has any truth to it, you'd think he'd make every effort possible to avoid ending up in a prison cell.
Look at the narrator, bro.
Bear in mind, though it's not always the case,
not the narrator
a troubled
going
childhood can lead to legal issues later on in life.
Yeah.
You know, I started...
A lot of people have childhood issues, and they don't kill people.
Party. That was my whole party phase. It pretty much started and ended at 17. Really.
You did some stupid stuff.
What was the stupidest thing you ever did?
Stupid.
Even if you didn't get caught. Stupid.
Oh, no, I got caught. And I always get caught.
It gives homeschooler vibes.
You always get caught.
Oh, yeah. It's the weirdest thing. Anything I ever do, there's always someone looking, you know?
And it's just like, will I do anything wrong?
Yeah. Bro! Oh my god! Imagine saying that, like, he's like, you know, why would I ever do anything wrong? That's me. I never do anything wrong, because I'm gonna get caught. You know? Like, why would you ever do anything wrong? You're gonna get caught. He's dumb as fuck. Grizz, this guy is so cringe. He's snitching on himself. He's so dumb. For real, Peanut.
Yeah.
This is an interesting question here. Needless to say, detectives can see past this facade.
I love the word facade, but every time I read it, I say facade, because I just want to be different.
Stole a gun from my friend's house. This same Michael, who is now marrying my ex-fiancée in the same very church that we were getting married.
Damn! And he's like, would that trigger you to kill? He's like, yes. They're laughing at him inside. Oh, bro, they know. They know they got him. So I've seen a lot of interrogations. What's up, Mikkel? I've seen a lot of interrogations like this, where, like, people have done something, and he is definitely, like, not one of the more intelligent ones. I've seen a lot of people who have, like, know what's going on, and they're trying to avoid the question smartly, and they don't give any evidence, and they don't fall for the detective is your friend trick, and they don't talk. This guy's definitely fell for everything, hook, line, and sinker.
Yep. And what had happened is...
What up, Mr. Moose?
I found out the police were looking for me. I said, okay. I walked right in and said, hi, my name's Thane Ormsby, and I'm here to turn myself in.
What'd you get for punishment?
Probation.
Promise not to do it again.
Basically, yeah. Well, I mean, I was underage, and it was my first offense.
Thane is trying to appear as if he was a criminal during that short-lived phase, but quickly returned to his law-abiding ways.
Wow, bro, isn't it pretty extreme for your first crime ever? He's like, the only bad thing I've ever done was stole a gun. It's a felony. What the fuck?
Self-in, as he just alleged, was likely a self-serving behavior, possibly to receive a lesser punishment, rather than because he was truly remorseful for his actions.
Jesus.
This appears to be an attempt to self-promote and make himself seem like he does
self-promote? Speaking of self-promote, you guys follow me on Twitter? If you guys join my Discord, sir, I'm just kidding. Check out the merch.
Right thing. He likely told the detective this story in an attempt to control how they see him. If he's honest about this story, he may believe that he will then appear like he's always honest. After this most recent digression, the detective refocuses the conversation.
Oh shit, things are about to get intense.
Thane's demeanor changes significantly.
They're wearing him down, look at him.
This topic makes him uncomfortable.
Okay, let's talk about how you met Jeff.
He came over to Bob and Joyce.
Okay, do you remember when that was?
Early when I got there, a couple days after I got there.
Thane's posture changes here. He's slouched and leaning forward.
Damn, this is how I always sit when I be streaming chat. Yep.
Now, appearing tense and concerned, where before he appeared casual and calm. A change in demeanor.
Because when you have to sit there and focus on keeping your demeanor relaxed and like make sure you don't look guilty, that's a lot of work, especially when you're playing all these mind games and mind hoops. So now he's lost his body game. He's not the body poker face is gone. He's leaned over. He's trying to focus. He's getting engaged in the mental battle. Because when you lean over and you're in there, you're focusing. You're getting ready to lie. You're getting ready to think about shit. You're getting ready to, you know what I mean?
This could be a sign of deception. He might think that he needs to look the detective in the eye in order to sound truthful.
And tell me about that conversation. How'd that go?
We didn't really have a conversation. I mean, he came in and he talked to Bob and Joy, and I was there.
And you knew at this point that he is Mariah's father.
Yeah, I know.
And you guys hit it off? I hit it off?
Yeah, we get along. We were cool. He said, you know, come on over, blah, blah, blah.
How long were you?
Why you know all this? Wait, what do you mean why I know all what?
Half an hour.
Is a big brain.
Was the little boy not there at this point?
No. He was with his mother.
It's not long before Thane takes Jeff up on the invite and makes a visit.
Why would a 20-year-old be like, dude, here's what I don't wonder. I might be wrong. You guys tell me in your life. Like, I see all these murder, like true crime shit, or just people I talk to. Why do people hang out with people like, dude, why is a 20-year-old going over to a guy who's like 45 with a kid's house to go hang out? Well, I guess this town only has 230 people in it. I guess there's not that many people to hang out with, but like, still, like, bro, I can imagine having like a friend who's like 45 and like going to their house, like, hey, what's up, man? How are your kids doing? Like, it seems so strange to me.
Visit to his home.
How long ago after the first visit were you up there?
A week.
About a week later?
About a week later.
Okay.
Nah.
And what's going on when you're up there this week
really?
later?
It's just Jeff. Jeff's alone drinking a beer, mowing his lawn.
Outside. And how was
when it comes to crimes? Yeah, dude. Because I saw one the other day, and it was this girl who killed somebody, who killed one of her friends, like that she was jealous about. But like the person who helped her do it and helped her clean up and helped her do all this stuff was like this guy that she was friends with, that was friends of her mom. And they're like, yeah, and then her acquaintance, her friend, 36-year-old Mike. And I'm like, bro, why is this 15-year-old just chilling, hanging out with the 36-year-old as friends? Like, what 36-year-old's friends with some random 15-year-old? Like, what the fuck? When it comes to crime. What up, Jaden? Not much in common with someone way older than you. Like, you can be friends with them, but like not to the point where like, hey, you want to come hang out? You want to go to the mall together? Like, what? For real?
Jeff was doing good. Yeah. Jeff was talking about his son, saying he was going to be back.
So this was about a week before this happened. Because you only lived up there 3 weeks, you said, right?
Yeah, it's all such a short proximity.
Right. So you were there, you met him, and then about a week later you go out. So that would have been a week before this whole thing happened. You were there, and he's mowing the lawn.
For real.
The detectives are really beginning to focus in on all of the details and Thane's attitude has noticeably changed.
Is he getting annoyed?
So you're there, and what goes on? He's mowing the lawn. He stopped mowing.
He's mowing the lawn. He stopped mowing the lawn, talked to me, invited me in, said, "Have a beer." I had a beer with him. I sat and drank a beer with him. Joey actually called. Joey knew I was there. Called me and told me, "Come back and help me with the garden."
So how did you get there?
How did I get there? I walked up.
You walked up.
Yeah, it's short.
Oof. Chat, is it a red flag to you for a lie? It's been said it's a red flag, but I'd be doing this even if I tell the truth. When you repeat the question, like if someone's like, "Hey, how are you?" Like, "How am I?" I'm okay. Like for me, like sometimes like they say shit, I'm just like, I'm like somewhere else in my head. I'm like, "What did you say?" Like, "Am I hungry?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm hungry." You know what I mean? Or do you guys think that's like an indication of a lie?
You didn't take your bite?
No.
Okay.
Though it's not quite clear yet, everything is beginning to come together.
I'm a visual guy. Can you draw the trailer for me and say where you went in that trailer? Because it's important to see where you went and all that stuff. Can you do that for me?
He showed me around.
Sure.
Yeah, right there.
Despite his claim of being a visual guy, there's much more to this seemingly simple request. Having a suspect draw something instead of simply stating it is a step in the read technique that solidifies the statement.
The interrogation technique depends on your tone. So if I'm talking like this, you say, "Sen, how you doing today?" I say, "Oh my, I'm pretty good." Does that mean I'm being honest?
The suspect is making, so there's less confusion.
I'm terrible at drawing, bro. If they ask me to draw some shit, I'm like, "Listen, bro, you're gonna be more confused than when you started, but I'll try."
More detail. This also makes it harder to retract statements
I'm a
later.
terrible artist.
The detectives can also use the drawing to point out specific things when they start confronting him.
So, like I said, I was
because that
walking
bitch.
down the road.
Hell no, I
There's
suck.
a laundry around here somewhere.
You get like Peanut, it's been 5 hours and you're still working on one bedroom, drawing all the curtains and the spread. Can you probably move on? That'd be scared if you had that zone. Fast.
Walked in and talking, and I met his dog. I walked over and petted his dog. I walked in, and we told me to come on in, grab a beer, and then he's got chairs here. We sat down here. It was a hot day. We came back outside, sat down here.
I think it's hot in Maine.
How long were you there?
Draw a giant penis. No, you'd have to draw it like this, Pilk. You'd have to draw it and like not have the shape like obvious, and then like at the end like connect everything, and then it all turns into a giant penis after you wasted like 40 minutes.
Half hour.
So like something you do.
And he had already showed you around the place before this, you said?
He showed me his house, yeah.
Before this visit?
For this visit? No, this is the visit. There were only, all right.
There was at least 2 visits, as you said. The very first time you met him, you went down and had a beer. Then you said, I asked you if it was the second or third visit that this happened, and you said it was the second visit.
I'll be straightforward because there's no reason I can't.
I appreciate that.
And
what?
This is where his story begins.
I'll be straightforward because there's no reason I can't? What does that even mean?
Change.
I do have a bicycle.
Right.
You know this much.
Okay.
You know this much?
There are only 2 occasions I've met Jeff. The one where he comes down to the house.
Right.
And I combine those 2 occasions.
Okay.
A week later, I come back.
And you're on your bike this time?
And I'm on my bike this time. And I ride my bike on the road.
Right.
And I ride it on the wall.
Okay.
And I park it right here somewhere.
Okay.
It seems Thane didn't think his...
It's interesting they're making him draw stuff like they're up to something. Well, it also will like make them like, so like when someone's drawing what happened, it makes it harder for them to lie because they have to make it match the details of their drawing that's up there. And if they did an accurate drawing and they're lying, it's going to affect the drawing, and it's going to make them stumble from their story, make it not be able to like to get the story correct. It's going to confuse them. This dude is a moron. You've missed it, Milk. This is probably the least moronic thing he did earlier. Earlier he said, he goes, "Why would I do anything bad? I'd just get caught." Like in front of the police.
His story through before coming in for the interrogation. It's becoming confusing.
Exactly.
And the detectives are catching all of his inconsistencies.
It makes it confusing for him because when if it's a lie is confusing because when you tell the lie, you have to have a million other different lies to support the lie because, you know, the bicycle, this. So it confuses you. There also is going to be a bunch of inconsistencies when the drawing. It all, like, they just want to pile it on you.
These.
You said the very first time he met you, you asked him to get a job and stuff. He said, "Come on."
2 different occasions. I combined the 2 in one just to be simple.
Right.
So, each time you were here, how many times you're at this house?
Once.
Once.
I've only been there once. I've been to his house.
He kind of looks like Walt Jr.
It was just
and this time here, he shows you around.
And he shows me around.
So the first time you said you went there after you met that very first time you met him.
I said, but really that was the week later.
Why would you do that? Why would you confuse me like that? I confuse easy.
Because it's irrelevant. Because it's...
Oof. Oof. He's like, why'd you lie? Because it's irrelevant to tell the truth in a murder investigation. Why would I tell the truth? That makes no sense.
It's not really irrelevant because we get 3 people dead. So that's why it makes it very relevant.
I understand.
Especially when people are not telling the truth.
I understand. But, I mean, I had nothing to do with it.
Oof. That's a lie. He's like he knows the whole area too well.
Okay.
Thane's unreasonable explanation
Rose,
is a clear red flag for deception, indicating he may be trying to hide something about this topic. But the question is why? As well.
Imagine saying you have to keep your cool, keep your your detective face up, keep your the mind game going where you gotta be his friend and stay polite, but you still gotta press on his neck a little bit to get him to give you some information. And you're the detective in your head, you know he's guilty, but you have to go through all these hoops and obstacles and all these mind games to get him to admit it.
Conflicting statements is a sign of deception. Liars often have a difficult time keeping track of what they've said.
Like, bro, you're going to jail. Bro, exactly. Bro, how are you going to tell a detective? He's like, yo, someone was just murdered. I need your... He's got pit stains. Irrelevant. You're irrelevant. Fuck this guy.
Are trained to spot these inconsistencies.
Honestly, I can't make fun because I'm not going to be streaming. I get pit stains.
When
talk about it. No, say I want a lawyer.
Suspect. They may go into what is called the death spiral of a lie.
Exactly.
This is when the liar tries to provide a...
And the thing is, we've all been here. The biggest thing is when you get caught in a lie, using another lie to cover that up. Listen, if you get caught in a lie, the best thing to do is go and tell the truth or shut the fuck up. It's talking to the police.
Reason for the lie. The detective points out flaws in that.
Because as soon as you lie once, they're going to suspect you. Just know that. If you tell the detective one lie, from then on, they're going to suspect you.
Explanation or how it is inconsistent with prior statements.
They won't believe anything you say.
Tries to defend their lie again, which adds more layers to it, and the cycle continues. Eventually, the liar may wear down because it's so stressful to keep pitching and defending their lies when the other person clearly isn't buying it. He continues to dig a deeper hole for himself, and it's going to be difficult to climb his way out.
Bro, he has dug himself a hole.
Said you only were there.
Imagine coming in here. So this interview is 31 minutes in. You come in here, you think you're innocent. They're talking about your life and hyping you up, talking about how cool you are and how nice and interesting. And the next thing you know, 31 minutes in, they're suspecting you and you're in the fucking hot seat. Reminds me of my uncle.
At one time, it was the same.
I was only there one time. I said it was the same event. To be simple.
Okay, I don't want simple anymore. All right, I want straightforward.
To be straightforward, it was 2 events that I met Jeff Ryan.
Okay.
Once where he came to Bob and Joy's, and I did not go to his house that day. A week later, I come back to double check with him.
Then there's the question about the bike.
When was the bike ride when you were up the driveway? Because we found bike prints up there. That's why when I asked you the other day if you had a bike, you said no. Today I asked you if you had a bike, you said no. Yeah. Now I'm confused.
Wait, he lied about a bike? Oh my god. He's been caught in 2 lies. So there were bike tracks leading up to the house the day of the murder. And then bro, I want to know why he killed these people. Obviously, he's lying about this, and he's like, obviously he did something wrong. But why the fuck did he murder 3 people?
Why didn't you tell me you had a bike when I asked you?
Wild. Just crazy, bro.
I heard stories about biker gangs, and I didn't want to be confused with...
No, I asked you that day, pedal bike.
Yeah, pedal bike, okay.
Ooh, not him treating the detective like an idiot. That's just shit I would do to my mom. My mom was like, did you cut the grass? I was like, you want me to cut all the grass? I cut some of it, but like, oh yeah. Mom, you should have said cut all the grass. What are you talking about? You said grass. I didn't know you meant every blade of grass. Like, bro, come on, bro. Mom's like, hey, I wanted you to do the laundry. Oh, I put it in the washer. You should have dried it too. Oh, you should have said wash and dry. You just said wash the laundry. Bruh, sorry, Mom. That's crazy, lol. No way he uses this excuse in a murder interrogation, bro.
Yeah, I have a pedal bike.
Right.
Now that excuse is so...
And he started biker gangs? Bro, you have 200 people in your town. What is this, a gang of like 3 people? What the fuck?
Unbelievable. It's almost comical. The question is, does Thane think that the investigators are buying it?
No idea.
As the detectives are now entering the
I don't know how dumb he is. I don't know if he's dumb enough to think they're buying it.
This phase of the interrogation, they will be confronting Thane on inconsistencies using the evidence they have not yet revealed to him.
So you only went up that ride, only up that drive on your bike one time?
One time.
Okay. Why are we finding a couple different trips up through there and another trip through the woods on a bike and footprints going through the woods? Why are we finding that? Are you confused and maybe you forgot a time? You were up in there with the bike, did we get your path there? They came on and all that stuff. I mean, did you forget that? It's okay if you did. I'm just trying to see when we get back. These ones here coming out in front of that. You forget that?
No. That was just,
Oof! But I want to watch Peanut. It's going to be worth it, trust me. I just gone over to check out the junkyard. He's admitting to the lie. Listen, chat is all falling apart. He's admitting to more and more lies and giving more and more evidence. Do you see how it's all spiraling now?
I've just gone over to check out the junkyard.
First, he didn't have a bike. Then he did have a bike. And then he only went to the house once. And then he went to the house twice. And then he only drove up once. And now he's driven up twice. But to tape my eyes open, I knew it.
Where's the junkyard?
It's right beside Bob and Joyce.
Thane is acting as if the issue is that the detective isn't understanding his story, when, in reality, it's his story that's no longer holding up. It's not uncommon for someone caught in a lie to try to make it seem that the listener is the problem, as a way to deflect attention off of their lies.
You only had one beer in that house, you said?
One beer.
And it was a Budweiser bottle.
Budweiser bottle.
And you said to me the other day, you drank it all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thane.
Yeah. Bro, his voice got high-pitched as fuck. He's nervous. Shake my head. They'd have trapped him with that map since they already scoped out there before he drew it. Well, the map was just to confuse his lie. Because like I said, it's really easy to say, yeah, I didn't do anything. I went in the house once, looked around. But when you have to draw it, you have to go by detail, and it's a lie, and you can't think of every single detail on the spot. You got someone breathing down. Like, it's hard.
Doesn't realize it, but he's falling right into a trap.
What happened then, after you drank that beer?
I told you I left it on the counter in the sink. I don't recall.
You left it in the counter or in the sink?
On the counter or in the sink.
Oh, on the counter or in the sink. You smoke. Do you have any smokes in the house?
Smoke?
Cigarettes.
Smoke any cigarettes in the house?
In his house?
Yeah, Jeff's house.
I smoked one of his cigarettes.
Was it a brown filter, white filter?
It must have been a brown filter.
Damn.
If I told you it was white, would that screw you up?
Yeah, I don't know.
What the fuck?
You said you never met the little boy.
Never met the little boy.
Did he want you to meet the little boy?
Oh my god.
Never...
Look how they're fucking layering the questions on him, bro. Look how he's answering them, bro. He was answering so concise and fast earlier and confidently and with extra to him, and now he's just like, smokes? Cigarettes? I had one of his cigarettes. Little boy? Yeah, I never met him. Bro, it's completely a different person.
Maybe.
Like, I can't wait for you to come out.
He was, that's what he was telling me when we were talking on the porch. He was saying, I hope I'm going to go get him. You know, I think he'll be back for the summer.
Though the relevance might not be clear just yet, all of these questions are important.
They're wearing him down.
Continues to give wrong answers.
Incorrect.
Did you ever play horseshoes down in this area?
Nope.
The horseshoe pits are right here, right? Remember that?
I didn't even see the horseshoe pits.
You didn't see the horseshoe pits? Okay.
When you said you showed me the house, did you
He's frowning for real.
Did you take over my room? Or did you
go down in here?
No.
So you've never ever been down that hallway? So there's no way in hell that your DNA is going to be down in this area anywhere?
No.
Is what you're telling me.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. And there's no way in hell that your DNA is going to be back in here anywhere.
Oh, shit.
Unbeknownst to Thane, detectives are armed with some...
Oh, shit! And they got a card up their sleeve? Oh, shit.
Evidence. They know that a fingerprint from one of the evidentiary beer bottles was matched to Thane.
Bro, this is what he actually looks like?
In addition, his DNA profile was matched to the beer bottle as well as a cigarette collected from an ashtray at Jeff's residence. Their intention here is to increase stress and hint that they may have evidence that Thane was there, hoping it will make him lose resolve and confess.
You had
a cigarette. What happened to the cigarette? You smoked it, you said.
I smoked it. I might have put the butt in my back pocket or thrown it out.
Because you said you're kind of not horny about leaving butts around. Yeah. You told me that in the car the other day, right? But you actually smoked a cigarette. Okay?
Ew.
And have you ever been on these streets?
Why would you put a cigarette butt in your pocket? Oh, baby, you going to jail? They did an Uno reverse on him? Bro, it wasn't even an Uno reverse the whole time. Probably in jail, prison. Oh, he's probably, depending on how Maine is, he might get the death sentence. He murdered 3 people. One of them was a little kid.
In this area?
Nope.
So this event here, where you were inside, was about a week before this murder happened?
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2 weeks.
The foundation has been built, and the detective's intuition confirms that this is the precise time to implement the first step of the Reed technique.
Chat, they're about to step on him.
Positive confrontation. Watch as the overconfident Thane is reduced to a deer in headlights.
This is the moment we've been waiting for. They set him up. They built the lies. They have him on a foundation of lies. Everything about his statement, everything about his story, they made sure it was shaky. They made sure it was inconsistent. They made sure it was a house of cards, and they're about to knock that bitch over. Getting what he deserves make him sweat and lock his scummy ass up. Chat, get ready.
Never met Jason.
Never met Jason either.
Well, now we have a problem.
Why?
All right.
Why?
Inside that trailer, there's a bottle sitting there. 3 bottles. And in that trailer also, we have your DNA and fingerprints on one of the bottles.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe you're mistaken about why that happened. But I want you to straighten it out now. Okay?
Ooh, take him down.
See this picture?
Yes.
3 bottles, right? This one's yours. One of these is Jason, and one of these is Jeff.
The detective confronts Thane with details of the indisputable evidence.
Bro, they got them all there together.
They have obtained.
But first of all, why are these 3 dudes hanging out drinking beer? He's 20, this dude's like 30, that dude's like 40-something. What the fuck?
On Monday, before the murder, there was a party. People cleaned after the party, because I talked to the ones who did it. Those bottles were not there Monday night. Yeah. Your bottle's there, your fingerprints on that matched with the fingerprint I got the other day. Your DNA is in that bottle. Explain that to me.
Damn.
Doesn't mean you did anything wrong.
No, I mean...
But I'm saying, why is it that I
set my bottle either here or here in the sink.
But you see my problem. This bottle here belongs to Jason, who you never met.
Whom I've never met.
The beer's half full. The beer's half full. The beer's half full.
I thought I finished my beer.
But it couldn't have been. Even if you did finish the beer, let's say that bottle's empty. They cleaned the house after the party on Monday. That bottle would have been moved. No way in hell that bottle sat there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, dude, he's basically saying that bottle sat there in that one spot for 2 weeks during a party, during living, during everything. What the fuck? Oh, did you just realize my dad would grill me with questions? I was like 9. Bro, my dad needs to do that shit too. Did we all have the same childhood? What the fuck?
If anything, it sat there for a couple hours.
There was a party at the house on Monday, which was thoroughly cleaned up after. The detective has essentially trapped Thane with the evidence of a bottle with his DNA, because it couldn't have been from the party, due to it being cleaned up.
And he's saying it was there from 2 weeks before.
Instead, it had to have been from after, around the time of the murders.
So we have a problem with that. I need to explain to me, but why is that beer bottle's there a couple hours or at a time?
And that's why I'm so good at lying to police, because of my dad. I'm kidding.
If you have a logical explanation, now's the time to spit it up. It doesn't mean you did anything wrong, but we need to know why that bottle is there, why you were in that house a couple hours before the murder.
Damn! They put it on him! Bro, they put it on him. Jesus. They said, listen, bro, we know you're a fucking liar. They look, so it's been 42 minutes. And everything he said the past 42 minutes, he knows now that everyone in the room knows that he's a liar now. He knows that they knows he's lied. Like, everyone knows he's a fucking liar, and he knows that his fucking game is up. Now, A, chat, he could fucking give in and feed some information, try to lie, try to make himself sound innocent. 2, B, confess and say the truth. Or 3, come with another lie, or keep doubling down, or just keep lying and sounding like a fool. There's a couple different options, a couple different paths we could go down here.
For Thane, he doesn't have a logical explanation.
That's not. No, you know. You just don't want to tell me. And it doesn't mean you killed him, all right? But it means go one step at a time. How was that?
You guys think he's going to admit to being there the day of the murder? Because before he said he's only been there once 2 weeks ago. And now they're saying you were there the night of the murder, hours before. Is he going to admit to that? He probably had to keep lying, using some type of hope.
How was that bottle there? Your fingerprint from your left index finger is on that bottle. And your DNA is in that liquid right there. But as we're talking to you right now, we're talking to Big Bob up in Amity, Bob and Joy. Okay?
It will come as no surprise when you later see that a crucial element from Bob's account is contradictory to that of Thane's.
He says that you were up there Wednesday morning, Bob, but Bob says that. Tell me about that bottle, how that bottle was up there.
What?
You always get caught. You say,
bro, and he said earlier, I always get caught. Someone always sees me going somewhere. Someone already knows. He predicted his own future. And Bob caught him.
And every time you ever get in trouble, you say, hey, you walk into the police station, here I am. This is it. That shows me you're a man of integrity. You're a very intelligent man. And the politics and all that stuff. You seem the type of guy that's very right, straightforward, and I just like, all right, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is.
Damn.
You were there just before the murder, or when this accident happened. All right.
But it was clearly no accident. The level of brutality.
He didn't even give him a chance to lie.
Combined with the gruesome nature of the wounds will leave no room for a claim that the killings were anything but cold and calculated.
I wonder why.
Dane, it's okay.
You have my DNA
Yes,
as well?
yes, but can you explain how, tell me about what you did while you were there.
Well, I drank half a beer.
Damn, he admitted to it. Now he's a confirmed liar, and he knows they didn't buy his bullshit ass stories, and he knows he just wasted 45 minutes spinning a fucking lie, bro. Imagine sitting there for 45 minutes just lying to someone's face. You think they're buying it, they're eating up. They're like, listen, we know you're lying. How about start telling the truth this time? Damn, owned him.
And with that admission, Thane's story has significantly changed.
For real, bro.
It wasn't a week or two, but rather the very day the murders occurred that Thane has admitted to being in Jeff's home.
Damn.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Tell me about Jason. You met him. This is his ball.
That's his ball.
Right. Did you only meet him the one time?
Honestly?
Yeah. I want the truth.
Straightforward.
Damn, well, listen, if you're going to tell the truth, don't do this before. Chat, just heads up. Honestly, straightforward. All right, the truth this time. You know what? This time, I am being honest. Bro, don't say that. Ain't nobody gonna believe you.
During this event?
During this event.
Okay. What night was that? Or what day was that?
Tuesday.
Tuesday evening? Okay, tell me what happened Tuesday evening there. How'd you get there?
My bicycle.
Okay.
And those are the tracks. Right up the driveway.
Where was Jeff when you got there?
Inside.
Okay. What time of day was it? You said it was evening. I mean, was it dark? Was it?
Not dark.
Jeff was inside. Was Jason inside?
Inside.
Jason was inside.
Damn.
Was the little boy inside?
At the counter, having a beer. Inside, playing TV.
You didn't know the boy was there, did you? The boy was so bad playing.
This is straightforward, like he was to be telling the truth in the first place. Like the fuck, he's like, he goes, wait a minute. You guys want to be straightforward and honest? Oh shit, my bad. I thought you wanted me to come in here and lie. Fuck.
Okay. You didn't know he was there when you first got there.
The detective makes use of the board once again. This is a perfect example of how drawing the scene can help to lock a suspect into their story.
Fuck them over.
You pedal up here to bike. Where do you park your bike?
Right against the car.
Right there. Okay, that's good. That explains the little scratch we found there. Okay. So, you go inside. You're sitting at the bar with Jason and...
I'm sitting at the table.
Life is good at this point, right? When you walked in, were they okay to see you?
Yeah.
Clouds getting wild,
yeah,
grazing clouds.
And they offer you a beer?
Yeah.
You go to the refrigerator and get the beer?
Yeah.
It seems what Thane is saying so far may be true, and knowing this just makes the surreal situation that much more disturbing.
Jeez.
The men had no idea they were sipping what would be the last...
Damn, they gave a beer to the guy that was about to murder a child, the guy's son, and his friend. Brutally murdered them. And he's like, here, do you want a beer? He's like, yeah, drinks it and then fucking murders you. Holy fuck.
Beers of their
Oh,
lives.
bro, this is why I don't have friends in real life. Only on the internet,
point,
chat. I love you guys because you can't actually murder me.
Right? Yeah.
Actually, be kind of hot if you guys murder me.
At least 2 cigarettes.
That's right. I was smoking Blackhawks that night.
Yeah.
With the white pots.
Damn.
I know everything. Yeah.
Damn! He's probably like, you guys are not supposed to be smarter than... Dude, Rose, you literally just predicted before you said it. Oh my god. You make me feel like I'm losing brain cells listening to him. Yeah, bro, he thought he was so smart and clever in the beginning, and now look at him.
Was it brown filter, white filter?
It must have been a brown filter.
If I told you it was white, would that screw you up?
Yeah, I don't know.
Damn, the way he reacted.
Thane recalls more about those cigarettes. The walls are beginning to close in on him now.
Uh-oh.
The detective applies more pressure.
Shuts the door.
And soon you're going to know that I know that you know that I know, right? Okay, follow that? Okay, it's a little dance we're doing, but you know that I know. So, you have a smoke.
Damn! He just said, bro, I know you killed him, but we'll keep going down this dance. I'll keep playing with you. I'll keep closing the walls. I'll keep chopping down your lies and confront you with more evidence. Bro, this detective is badass. Holy fuck. He's getting agitated. It's hilarious because he knows he embarrassed himself. Dude, Grizz, this guy knows he's embarrassed himself by looking so dumb. He thought they were buying his stupid lie. He thought he was so smart with this fucking fabricated story. Dude, this guy's getting owned.
Something was terribly wrong.
He's good at his job.
Outside, we think.
Oh yeah, look how old he is.
Something happened.
Listen, he wouldn't be a detective that long if he wasn't good.
On this area, outside.
We went outside
and came over here by the garden. I smoked a joint.
Down here by the garden area? I'm sorry?
And I smoked a joint with Jason.
You smoked a joint with Jason? Okay.
And Jeff didn't smoke.
Still don't know the boys there yet. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe Thane is coming to the realization that the detective's thick-headed persona has been just that, and he's been playing him all along.
Damn.
Still, Thane gives it another go.
Like I said, I asked Jeff about work. And we were talking about carpentry and all sorts of different things, and he had said he had some nails for me. And that's why you have my prints towards the shed.
So where's the shiz? Where are the shiz? Okay. So
why did you, like, he's like, that's why you have my prints in the shed? Bro, he didn't even say anything about the shed. Bro, he's preemptively, like, covering up information they haven't even brought up yet. He was like, oh yeah, and by the way, I know you have my prints in the shed, and that's because I was getting some nail. Bro, what? Like, you could definitely be doing better here, buddy.
And were you out there by the sheds?
That night.
Tuesday night. Into Wednesday morning. Tuesday.
It was Tuesday night. Yeah, I was home shortly thereafter.
So, but we all know that's not the case.
Well, that's truth.
I know you want the truth.
The other guys that talk to you all the time. Dude, the other detectives hardly talked.
Okay. Does that mean you want to stop talking? Or?
For a minute. I'm going to get another coffee.
Okay, well, here's what we do.
I'm going to need to take a cigarette, and if you could bring me a joint, maybe.
Hey, if you could bring me a joint? Bro, what? What? I don't know what you do but smash tissue. This guy is not attractive. This guy's actually kind of gross. If you see, like, this camera angle is doing him his best justice. They showed his mugshot earlier, bro. This guy looks like a reptilian.
These requests is likely Thane's attempt to alleviate his stress by taking control of his environment.
He's like, listen, I'm going to need coffee, a cigarette, and a joint.
He's trying to manipulate the detective into getting him
higher level
because he knows he has
no
information
way, he's serious.
Really
he's like, yeah, can I also get a meth rock? I'm really fucking tweaking out right now. I could really use some meth, guys.
And that puts him into a position of power over the detective. It may also be a sign of impulsivity.
Listen, you know what I would do? I would ask Detective, I'd be like, listen, what are you doing after this? How about you and I go get a drink? And that would throw the detective off, imagine. That's the only way Thane can come back from this.
Trade of psychopaths, instead of completely refusing to talk and getting a lawyer, which would likely be in his best interest long term.
Yeah, obviously your best interest, if you're in if you get into an interrogation room about a crime and you feel like they're suspecting you of anything, even one feeling, if they're being nice to you, ask for a lawyer or ask to leave.
Chooses the short-term gratification of coffee and a break.
Here's what we're going to do. I appreciate you being honest. All right? I want you to go get you a cup of coffee. We'll give you a piss break. If you want some food, we can make that happen. I'm hungry too. I cannot get you a joint. They kind of frown on that.
Yeah.
Okay. I cannot get you a beer. Trust me, I want.
I don't want a joint.
I do.
I do want a joint.
Yeah. If I could give you a joint, I would.
Damn.
All joking aside, the detective lays.
Damn. See how the detectives are back to friend mode now? Imagine.
Everything out for
Don't
Thane.
do any crimes.
This will give him something to contemplate during his upcoming break.
This guy murdered a small child.
Know that I know the truth.
2 guys.
And I want you to know that you're doing a search warrant right now up at Bob's and Joyce's. We got full statements from both of them. That's not consistent with you up to this point. And we're talking to Bob Jr. down here. We're doing a search at his place right now. And that's not fair to Bob Jr. He had nothing to do with this.
Note that Bob Jr. is Bob Strout's son, who had allowed Thane to stay in his New Hampshire home the past several days.
Imagine letting someone stay with you, and they fucking, like, bring a murder investigation to your house. Next thing you know, like, hey, like, can I stay with you? I need a place to stay. Next thing you know, the cops have a search warrant for your house. Searching through all your shit.
But you did. You know, I would like to know what happened for the truth. You've always been a man of integrity.
Have you?
Heart what happened. We know what happened by all the evidence. We wouldn't be sitting here talking to you again.
Since this tactic has worked previously, the detective tries to once again appeal to Thane's inflated sense of his character.
Doesn't make you a bad guy. Something went terribly wrong. There was an accident, I think. I have theories about what happened. The family deserves the truth. Yeah. You have a lot of weight on you right now, don't you? Yeah. See, yeah. And it will continue to keep you up like a cancer. You're not the first person I've talked to who's done something like this. It eats them up.
Damn.
And believe it or not, people have told me that after they finally spit it out, they feel so much better.
There definitely could be some truth behind the detective's statement, but it's an attempt to appeal to any feelings of remorse.
If he says no, bro, this guy's a fucking cold-blooded, calculated psycho.
That Thane may have.
The only time these guys get upset is when they're officially caught and it's done, and that's when you see that, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done it, it was an accident. Once they know their ass is cooked. But as long as they think there's a way for freedom, a way to get out of there, bro, they'll keep lying.
Even if it's unlikely that the suspect feels bad for what they've done, statements like this will remind them that by confessing, they can bring the uncomfortable interview to an end, which may be a motivating factor for some.
I don't think you're a cold-blooded killer that just was out killing people. You know, I don't think
he was, though. I think so.
I'm going to go kill 3 people.
I can't wait to figure out why.
That's right.
I won't say.
Okay. Why don't you go have...
Whoa! Whoa! He says you're responsible for this, and he didn't say no. Dude, his story is completely changed. Imagine going in there completely innocent in your mind, and now they're saying you did this. They're like, I won't say yes or no. Prove it. He basically just told the detective, all right, if I did it, then prove it. Jeez.
We'll get a cigarette break. We'll talk some more. And it's going to be okay. All right? You're doing the right thing. You're a good boy. You're a good man. You know?
Jeez.
You're not a boy, you're a man. And
no, don't call me that.
You don't think you're a man?
Not earned, not deserved.
Oof. This is getting low, bro. That's cringe. I haven't earned being a man.
Well, mistakes happen. Like I said earlier, my dad always told me that's why they put erasers on pencils.
True.
Perhaps I do need a lawyer.
Fuck this dude.
Okay. Go have a smoke, we'll come back, and we'll finish this up.
He said he's
They
a
leave the room
lawyer.
For a break and return several minutes later. And during this time, a complete transformation.
Wait, they didn't get him a lawyer?
Break and return.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Go have a smoke, we'll come back, and we'll finish this up.
They leave the room for a break.
Okay.
Perhaps I do need a lawyer? Bro, they should have got him a lawyer. Dude, if he comes back in here without a lawyer, I honestly think low-key the cops are fucked for this.
Go ahead.
I obviously think he's guilty, and he did do it. But as soon as they bring up a lawyer, you gotta get him a lawyer.
A smoke, we'll come back, and we'll finish this up.
They leave the room for a break and return several minutes later. And during this time, a complete transformation has occurred. You're about to meet a new Thane, and the stark contrast between this version and the one you encountered previously is particularly shocking.
Damn.
Hey, bring me a coffee. When he gets back in here, I'll go get you one, alright? Do you actually want coffee, though?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get you one in a minute.
Damn.
As the tears stream down his face, he looks more like a scared boy rather than the responsible, righteous adult that he initially presented himself to be.
They broke his ass down! This case will be dismissed. Well, probably not. So, like, obviously when it comes down to, like, juries and the judge, like, a lot of things can, like, be overlooked when it comes, like, these murder cases, like, they say, oh, perhaps I need a lawyer. They're gonna, like, probably work around it. But, like, I'm very, like, even if someone's guilty of something, I hate to say this, like, I don't like to see cops, like, not respect that amendment to get everyone a lawyer. I'm so happy to see him cry. It does feel good, dude. They finally broke him down. It only took 2 hours.
In addition to the tears, we also see that Thane is rubbing his face and rubbing his hands together. Both are adapter behaviors, indicative of anxiety he is clearly feeling. However, it's possible that this sudden change might be a ploy for pity from the detective, a manipulation tactic.
Ooh, true. He could come back here with a sad cry face. He was like, they attacked me. You don't get... Like, bro, interesting. He might still try something.
Or it may even be that Thane now realizes that he's been caught, and this display of emotion is because he knows he can't escape.
This is the first time I've cried.
Yeah. Damn. The first time you ever cried is when you get caught. He's like, this is the first time I ever cried in my life. Not after you killed an 8-year-old little boy. You didn't cry then, but you're going to cry when you get caught. What up, Uda?
I know. It's a lot to absorb, buddy. It's a lot to process. I'm going to go get him his coffee.
Oh, good. Hey, buddy. Huh?
Damn. Not the thigh grab.
Thane, I want you to know that I'm here for you the best I can be. I cannot make you any promises about the media. I can't make you any promises about that. That's way over my head. I will go to bat for you. I mean, I will stand up for you about what you tell me in here and about how you're cooperating and stuff like that.
The detective has taken on an almost paternalistic...
Bro, now the detective switches up again. He's like, I'm here for you. The thigh grab? Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Do I have to go kill somebody to get someone to touch me like that? Like, what the hell? So sad, yeah, you could be acting again.
...role. While Thane knows his case
this
is quickly
detective
turning
is so
into a
good,
lost
bro.
cause, the detective knows he still needs him to be comfortable enough to keep talking.
Man.
They still have many questions that need to be answered.
This is such a good detective,
Thane noticeably responds to the compassion the detective displays toward him. We know that Thane claims he was removed from his mother's care at age 12 due to alleged abuse.
Boys with mommy issues be like, I murder.
Since he told the detectives about this,
honestly,
they likely know that he will respond well if they treat him with kindness.
See, I've seen a lot of these, and there's been some shit detectives, some shit police officers, but this is one where, like, as far as the skills of the detective, this guy has been on point.
His behavior so far has been consistent with long-term consequences, which could be present in some victims of childhood abuse, such as difficulty regulating one's own emotions, anger issues, and/or mental health problems.
Oh, hell, chat.
And substance abuse and/or violent behavior. With that in mind, the detective delves back into the process of seeking the truth behind the killings. And you probably recall Thane's previous statements about pleading the Fifth and possibly needing an attorney. So the detective informs Thane that he has to read him his rights once again.
But I want to make sure now, you said you wanted to talk to me. I want to make sure you know that I didn't beat the hell out of you outside. You know, we were just outside talking there, and you kind of gave some statements about, I'm going to sleep easier tonight, you're going to tell me what happened.
I was afraid of that, honestly. And
you were afraid of what?
You scared me that day you left.
You were afraid of what?
I knew you were on to me, but yeah, I was afraid you were the bad cop and you were going to beat me up.
Dude, wait, so he knew the whole time they were onto him? He could be reverting to his childlike mind. I mean, everyone does in, like, a sense of, like, I don't want to say it's trauma for him, but it probably is, like, it is, but, like, it's deserved, obviously, like, it's done by himself, it's self-inflicted trauma, but, like, everyone reverts to, like, a childhood-like state, like, or childhood-like, mindsets when, like, you're in trauma, or, like, you're going through something very stressful or intense.
This is as excited as I get.
Hey, Tristan, what a
when I told you that day,
I love you, man, thank you.
What did I tell you? Do you remember?
Huh?
What did I tell you? Do you remember?
You said I didn't do it.
I said I know.
Oh, that's
Oof.
right.
Tristan reads up. Dude, this is like a movie. He's like, if you did it, I'm gonna get you. He's like, I know. Catch me if you can. Bro, this is wild. Love you and the stream. It's good to see you, Tristan. Love you. Dude, this is crazy. This is like a real life movie, bro. Like a real life murder. Like, holy shit.
Look at that. You said I know.
Well, obviously, I wasn't planning on getting caught.
Obviously. Okay. Let me,
The deep sighs and heavy breathing show that Thane's fight-or-flight mode has clearly kicked in. His body has a heightened need for extra oxygen.
Uh-oh.
The detective reviews Thane's rights, and Thane agrees to proceed with the questioning.
Okay, good. So the detective almost made a mistake when he brought the lawyer. So what you do, if they bring up a lawyer, is what you could do, or newer. It's 2011, so medium. I guess it depends on what you think of old. Workout did it. If they ask for a lawyer, and the officers can always say, like, are you sure? And if they say yes, you gotta give them a lawyer, obviously, which most officers are so careful. As soon as they hear lawyer, they get one because it can be thrown out very easy. So what he's doing is very risky, but he did cover his ass by saying, by reading his rights again and explaining that if he wants an attorney, he can have one present, and that he's agreeing to talk without one. It's not ongoing still. Oh yeah, this is done. This is over with.
Where do you want to start?
Where would you like to start?
When did you go up there that night?
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night? What time was it? Before dark?
6, 7.
Jason was there at this point?
Jason.
Was that the first time you met him?
That wasn't the first time.
Okay. What happened? You're on your pedal bike?
Dude, but why did he randomly, brutally murder 3 random people?
It's on my pedal bike.
Okay. What happened?
Everything was going fine, to tell you the truth. I did see Jesse, and Jesse was in the living room. He was He was playing video games.
So far, it seems Thane feels defeated and has resigned himself to the fact that all evidence is pointing right.
I always, so obviously I can understand this guy killing someone, even with his problems he has now. But I don't pin this guy with 3 brutal, just random fucking murders with people there. He's stabbing, he's killing, people are running away, he's hiding bodies. That's not the kind of killer this guy, 2 grown men too, that's a lot. Most killers go for women, weaker targets, vulnerable targets. He went for 2 grown men in a house together. Holy fuck. Why?
Right in his direction. Then, true to his earlier version, we see that he changes course.
I think we should start with why.
Okay.
I know you want the hard details.
Right. Why is good to know.
Thane is about to divulge quite a story. It goes without saying, though, he is not a credible source. We've already seen his story evolve many times over.
Jeff Ryan.
Jeff Ryan.
And I never got this far. And I've never met him either.
What?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And he probably has nothing to do with this case. It has nothing to do with the situation.
Right.
Back in the day, there were 3 people that were the biggest drug dealers. I won't mention one.
No way! No way! He's gonna spin the story that they were drug dealers, in the cartel. The cartel shows them, they're you owe us drugs. What? Dude, this is wild, bro. You're in Maine. You're in Maine with 200 people. Your city has 200 people. How big of a drug dealer can you be in a city with 200 people in it?
Jeff Ryan.
And you wanted to rid the world of them.
What?
And you hated Jeff because he was a drug dealer.
Oh, I thought he was going to say some cartel shit happened or some drug dealer beef and he was there. He said he wanted to kill the drug dealers. So he's still in a movie he made. This dude's having some Vietnam flashbacks right now. Wait, bro. So wait, he's like, I'm tired of you selling drugs. I'll stop you, and killed them and their son?
Drug dealer?
Because of the things he's done to other people. Because of what he was.
Oh my god, he's so dramatic. It's because of what he is. What he was. Before I took him out of this world like the scum he is. He's a superhero in his head. This guy is insane.
Decided to take care of that. Be a vigilante type thing? Yeah.
This theory is an interesting one.
Bruh.
It seems Thane is trying to paint himself in the most positive light he can
by
deflecting,
sad.
Attempting to make others seem worse than himself. A quite twisted justification for sure.
What the fuck?
I'll tell you what I know about Jeff Ryan, even though these are things I've known without meeting him.
And you knew this from cameras then?
I've known this from all sorts of people in my life.
Okay. You thought that he was a drug dealer.
I know he wasn't doing much now,
right?
But I know he used to do a lot.
What the fuck?
And he hurt
a lot of
people.
According to Jake.
What the fuck? So you murder him, a random dude, and an 8-year-old boy. Mutilated the bodies. What in the fuck? What kind of superhero are you, bro?
And to Han's brother, Jeff had allegedly asked Thane to stay away from his daughter, who was a minor. Though this has never been confirmed, there is speculation that this may have been Mariah, Bob and Joy Strout's granddaughter. Though these claims have never been verified and are pure speculation, there is a possibility that this may be another layer to Thane's relationship with Jeff, or could even possibly be another alleged motive for the killings. It could also potentially explain why Thane felt the need to mention to detectives that Jeff allegedly hurt Mariah.
And I don't believe in what he does, because I don't believe in, I smoke weed, but I don't believe in drugs.
I smoke weed. I would never do drugs. Bro, you fucking murdered 3 people. You think murder... Okay, what's worse, chat? Brutally murdering a child, mutilating a corpse, and hiding a body you just murdered in the shed. 3 people, or smoking a meth rock. Which is worse? Which hurts other people more? Drugs? Shut up.
On painting himself to be a man of values, he definitely strayed from that character when he killed 3 people. Especially when one of them was a child.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's one of the baffling things about individuals who commit murders like these. They do an obviously wrong, often horrific thing in the name of something they consider to be right. They even feel justified doing something immoral in order to defend what they believe is moral.
No way they think this is the real reason.
This is how Thane is attempting to portray the situation. He displays some key traits of individuals with antisocial personality disorder. His actions demonstrate that he feels he has the right to take the law into his own hands.
But that's not really what he did. Bro, they can't actually think that this is the reason. Like, they actually think he's a vigilante. I want to know the real reason why he killed these people, bro. It's not, oh, you're selling drugs. Drugs are bad. That can't be it, bro. That can't be it.
And punish those he thinks are bad and have hurt others. There's a significant element of grandiosity here, a sense of omnipotence, for Thane to believe that he can decide which bad guys should die. Grandiosity is the key word with Thane, from his trying to present as highly intelligent to believing he can take the law into his own hands. He thinks incredibly highly of himself.
Have you ever killed before?
No.
I have to ask.
In the corner, I don't know if you see when they pause it in the corner, Grizz, it says all of these analyses were taken from like his case studies in the documents given by doctors. So like, I don't know if the narrator's just repeating them. I don't know. I didn't see it. We'll just lock him up already. He's too into himself.
And one of the reasons I asked you, you're very proficient in what you did. Where did you learn this?
That's just it.
That's another thing that we're curious about. Did you learn how to do this from any military training, martial arts training, TV, movies, videos, video games? The way you stabbed it was very proficient.
Self-knowledge. I mean, it was my first time ever stabbing anybody, really.
These compliments may or may not be true. Their purpose is likely to flatter Thane and coax.
True, Ren. If it's truly Ren, then you can make up whatever story you want, you know, in terms of motive, that makes sense. I mean, I know he's making that up, and, like, maybe we'll never find out in this video, but I personally want to know.
Him into admitting to other killings.
He's like, yeah, it was pretty good.
Mental focus. Yeah. And I've studied things that I shouldn't have studied.
But you didn't even graduate high school. We know you have, bro, you should have been studying math. You should have been studying English and science, bro, so you could graduate high school and get a job at McDonald's. Bruh. He's like, I was studying things I should have been studying. But, bro, what? It was confidence in himself. He's excited to go to the details of the skills, self-knowledge. This is gross.
All things that I shouldn't have studied. So, and you're right, I wanted to be a Marine, and no one taught me anything. I know a couple moves.
Yeah.
But I prepared myself for years to be a soldier.
Oh! Grizz, stolen valor, come get this man! Hey, come get this man! He's like, I'm prepared to be a soldier. I am smarter and stronger than the entire United States government, and I know how to train my body to be a soldier. Raw. Bro! This man. Love you, Peanut. Sweet dreams.
So you read a lot of literature on assassins?
I mean...
We're back to the original question. Is that where did you learn to stab like that? Tell me the technique you used to stab. Was there anything significant for the way you stabbed him?
Not really overhand.
It wasn't like a stab in and out. Was there anything significant that you did when you went in and out?
I didn't try and turn it or anything. I didn't try to be fancy. I just tried to be quick. I wanted to be quick because I didn't want them to suffer.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I didn't want him to suffer, so I just fucking killed him as quick as I could with a knife. I've exploded mentally. How sweet of you.
His insistence that he is a moral person. If this was really just about getting rid of this bad person for the betterment of the world, he would have done it when Jeff was alone. Yeah. However, this instead could be a sign of Thane's impulsivity, which is a sign of antisocial personality disorder, along with a reckless disregard for human life.
What the evidence people were telling us, it was quick, confident, cool, and very unique.
Dude thinks he's in the military? I know, what the fuck?
Every one of them was almost military.
The military teaches you how to fucking go to random houses and kill little kids with a knife.
Military. They said whoever did this is either trained or done training on it, or military person, assassin.
Thane's ego is being thoroughly fed, and it will pay off.
Dude, imagine being the detective and having to, like, swallow your pride and give this guy compliments just so he gives you the information you want.
He enlightens the detectives.
Somewhere in the subconscious of my mind, I've developed myself as just that, an assassin. And with no training.
Okay. Have you ever practiced
sheer mental imagination.
What? the fuck?
The self-proclaimed natural assassin is showcasing his narcissistic tendencies. Thane has just confessed, but the detectives still need to know exactly what happened that night, and they urge him to divulge the disturbing details of his attack on Jeff, his first victim. Be forewarned, as the details of the murders are quite brutal.
Trigger warning.
Where you found him. Where you found my prints. My DNA in the shed where you were showing me nails.
He was out there to show you some nails or something. And he bent over to get you the nails. What happened?
I killed him.
You killed Jeff.
He admitted to it! Oh my god, Ty, how are you? Did you have your baby? If you did, or how are you feeling? Bro, I could imagine I could pull any bitch I want, but I'm still single. Like, what? Okay, man. He's an assassin, but couldn't get his GED. Odd. He's not no assassin. It's good to see, Ty.
So he was bent over. And no.
Back to.
He was back.
Yeah, he was in June. Oh my god. That's exciting.
And you stabbed him in the back? I'm asking. Okay. And where'd you get the knife?
It was mine.
Damn.
The
dude was bending over to help him grab something for him, trying to give this kid a job, and he stabbed him in the back with a bayonet-type knife.
Bayonet-type knife?
Large
knife. And that's the way to keep sharpening off on.
He's clutching his coffee close to his chest, likely a protective barrier between himself and the detective.
Chris, I get what you're saying
Jason
now.
sat down next to Jesse on the couch.
Right. And you guys are outside. And you're thinking, now it's time. He never said anything to you?
He was just trying to help me.
Okay. How many times did you stab him, you think?
Those are questions I don't know the answer to.
Yeah. Are you saying 1 or 100? I mean,
multiple
times?
Okay.
Oh my god.
After inviting Thane into his home, Jeff was completely blindsided, his back turned when he was attacked.
That's
you
so
stabbed him,
sad.
did he fight you back?
Momentarily, but I didn't want it to be a prolonged thing.
Imagine like being at your house, some kid comes over, hey, you want a beer? Yeah, he's like, oh, you want to see these nails? I need you to do like to work on my house with them. I was like, yeah. You go out there, you're bending over to show him, and he just, oh my god, bro, what the fuck?
As quick as possible, and unfortunately.
Why, Ty?
I mean,
have you never seen this? Have you never seen this? Have you guys never seen Iwu Crew before? This is like I've been watching. We've been watching these YouTube videos for so long. Scary.
Different from what you expect.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't understand. Why would you do this?
I like the narrator.
Why
the anime voice narration.
Those type of.
Did you say anything to him?
No.
And that was where Thane's already horrendous plan took an even more sickening turn.
I knew that I couldn't just be in there with 2 people who just saw me. Obviously, this is premeditated murder, is the term you used for it.
Did you go there planning to kill him?
Yes.
Damn!
I'm in a mode, I'm scared, and I have to finish what I started.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, it was a job. It was like a hit to me.
What the fuck? He's a dramatic one? Bro, he was like, it's just like a job. Is it? No, bro, you're so a creepy weirdo kid who murdered people. Why is he acting like he's in Assassin's Creed right now?
And they were on the couch. I stabbed Jason and just hid into the back room. So I chased him.
The kid saw it! And he ran from you and you chased him? Oh my god, bro. He was the quickest? So sad.
Yes, he was the quickest. He just said he was scared.
Any conversations with the little boy?
Oh, he just said he was scared.
He said he was scared.
Okay.
And how many times do you think you stabbed him?
Well, I heard on the news 5, so I'm assuming.
Where on his body did you?
I'm gonna start crying. Trauma before death, for real.
Did you stab him?
Bro, crocodile tears, dude. Imagine like you're 8 years old. You've only lived 8 years, and the last like 5, 10, 20 minutes of your life, you watch your dad die on the couch next to you. You're running for your life from your room, and some dude's in there. And you're like, I'm scared, and he just kills you with a knife. That's your life. That's all you got. Fuck this guy.
From the back.
How was he positioned? You remember the little boy?
He was behind his door.
behind his door. Is he laying on his back or his stomach?
He's laying on his stomach.
He's laying on his stomach?
Up on his knees.
Up on his knees.
He was literally hiding in a fetal position. Crocodile tears. This man was literally fucking hiding the kid was hiding in a fetal position. And he still fucking had no remorse, no sympathy, and killed him.
Thane deserted the body of the little boy and made his way back out to the living room. And there, he found that things were definitely not how he'd left them.
You come out to check on Jason, and he's gone.
And yeah, he's gone. He disappeared. He was out of my sight. So I ran down, and I'm looking at the road.
You cannot find him?
Well, I'm looking at the road to make sure there weren't any witnesses. I didn't want to kill them, but I didn't want to be caught for murder either.
Right.
What the fuck?
He came right back out. He had started to go into the woods and then walk back out. And I think maybe he would have...
Dude, listen to this. This road is scary. Listen to this. He was like, dude, I'm killing this one guy. Jeff, the original guy. I'm killing him because back in the day, a long time ago, I heard he was a drug dealer, so I'm murdering him. That's a bullshit excuse. And he murdered him in a shed where no one saw him, no one was there. And he was like, yeah, and I didn't want to get caught for murder, but you're murdering a bad guy who didn't get caught. He's like, I need to get justice for the bad guy who didn't get caught. You're like, well, I just did something bad by murdering someone. I don't want to get caught, so I'm going to go murder these two innocent people. Bro, what in the fuck kind of mindset is this?
Died.
Thane had already stabbed Jason multiple times as he was seated on the couch.
I thought he wasn't making it out of the house.
Somehow, while Thane was ending Jesse's life in the back bedroom, Jason had mustered up what little strength he had left and escaped the house.
What? I chased him down the road, and that's why he was in the ditch.
Okay. You pulled him into the ditch?
Yes.
Okay. And does he say anything to you as he's trying to get away from you?
Yeah, he didn't understand, because obviously I just met him, and there was no reason to him.
You really only met us the very first time?
It was really the first time I met him.
Yeah. Damn, you just murdered him!
The terror Jason had to have been experiencing is unimaginable. And
it's
it only gets worse.
You just meet a stranger at your friend's house, and then he just stabs everyone in the house.
As Thane's grisly account continues.
I brought him down, put him to the ditch. I know I hit him in the head once, and that was a bad shot. I was nervous. I was about the road.
Hit him in the head with what?
My knife. Okay. I cut his throat.
You cut his throat? How many times did you cut his throat?
2, maybe 3 slashes.
2, maybe 3 slashes.
Jesus.
It's obviously something I had never done before. It was just...
Jason's harrowing attempt to escape with his life proved unsuccessful. As Thane finished...
Bro, he was stabbed, I don't know how many times on the couch. He used all his strength to run away from someone he's never met before, and he ran down the road and started slashing his throat.
What he'd started. According to the medical examiner, each victim did what little they could to protect themselves or escape based on positioning of the bodies.
Jesus.
After the killing rampage had come to an end, Thane's work was essentially just beginning. He said so himself. He hadn't planned on being caught.
And so began
the next phase.
Stuck in my bedroom, shook my head.
So now, all 3 people are dead.
Bam, he's there.
What do you do with that?
Bro, Tish, I wish you were here at the beginning of the interview, because... just the difference. He came in here thinking he was innocent. He walked in on his own free will. They had nothing on him as far as what he's admitted, and just a complete 360. You see it, Michael?
Picked up my tracks.
Thane gives an account of his amateur attempt to remove all potential evidence within the home.
Okay, so now you pick up the best you can. You clean up the kitchen area and stuff. Where do you go from there? You take the pickup truck, and where do you go?
Told on himself.
To the fight from the back.
So, basically, obviously, the detectives have their way. They're, playing nice. They're talking to him, getting him to talk, letting him lie himself into a corner, and they're building. And the interrogation methods, they broke him down, broke his mental, and then he confessed. And now he's giving this true story, but I think his motives are untrue.
That's it.
Back on the back. And I ended up going over to the junkyard.
Yeah, did this a confidence
thing. And I ditched my bike.
They were to follow
someone
Alex.
else entered the picture. Bob told detectives that Thane came through the woods located by his residence, and he was covered in blood.
Shit.
Thane allegedly stated that he'd killed them all. Bob then claimed that Thane threatened to kill Bob's family if he didn't help him.
What
we'll
the fuck?
We'll never know what words were truly exchanged, but there's no question that Bob was an integral part of the events that followed the slayings. Though we can't be sure, it seems he wasn't aware of Thane's plan prior to the commission of the heinous act.
Jesus.
He says he sees you covered in blood. He says to you, what the hell happened? And you told him everything that happened. And I know you don't want to get Bob involved, but Bob's already told us.
Yeah. Okay. I told him right after.
He's so
you told him right after you did it, right?
Like you did this shit yourself. He's blaming everyone else, bro.
What did he say to you?
Not much. I just asked him to bring me some coffee. And he told me to stay away from the house because I was covered.
Thane then reluctantly admits that he drove Jeff's
What the fuck? He was like, can I get a coffee? I just murdered 3 people.
Truck to Tamara Stroud's home, located in nearby Weston.
You went to Tamara's to spend the night with the pickup truck down there? Or where'd you leave the pickup on? Where was Tamara doing all this stuff? Tamara knows, right? Tamara knows you did this?
That following morning, Bob appeared at his daughter Tamara's vacant house, where Thane was staying.
He brought me a pair of clothes.
Were you surprised that he showed up with clothes? Or was that part of the plan?
No, I was surprised that he came back, yeah. I wasn't expecting it.
He wasn't expecting
I was sleeping. He thought you wanted to change your clothes. I was covered in blood.
Right. What was Bob's role in this thing, if you will?
No. I mean, simply that he knew. He didn't want to see me go down for it, and that's all.
Damn!
Did he say that to you, or are you just thinking that? Did he tell you, we have to go burn the truck now, or was that your idea? Or did he say, we gotta get rid of that truck, or is it a we thing now?
No. I had to get rid of the truck.
Okay.
He just gave me
He just gave you a ride.
Damn.
Trying to nail down a charge of hindering arrest or obstruction of justice for Bob, the detective is probing.
Bob is the one who gave him the info. Let's hear from the beginning of this. Dude, me too. We've been watching this video for almost 2 hours now. I will repost it on YouTube, so you guys will be able to rewatch it, but I'm banned on YouTube right now, so you have to wait a little while. But I'll post a VOD on my Twitch, so after my stream, you guys can rewatch it with us.
For what other involvement this possible accomplice may have had in aiding in Thane's crimes. And
this
with
is such a good fucking video. And guys, next true crime video I got for tomorrow or whenever I do it is even fucking better. I found 2 really juicy stories.
The detective gets the answer.
The other one's way more juicy.
It was, you probably should get the out of here.
Somebody said.
Honestly.
Yeah, I almost want honesty.
He told me I should skip the stay, burn the truck, burn the house.
I'm confused a little bit about how that happened.
He gave me a ride.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I drove the truck.
Did you get gas somewhere that morning? Where did you get the gas that you used? Did you burn the truck and Bob gave you a ride to the truck with the gas? I mean, because we had somebody who saw you bring in the gas in, like with a white jug or some type of a jug, and you were like, walking in, don't want to spill it. When you burnt your truck, it was around noontime Wednesday, way before we found the body.
I have to go to bed after this discussion. I got to work tomorrow. I was about to say first red flag is the name is Thane. You don't like the name? Thane is just a serial killer name. It is a pretty bad guy, evil name.
So where'd you go after you burnt your truck?
After burning.
And here's the crazy thing. The town he lives in only has 230 people. So him killing 3 people was like a big deal.
Truck some 15 miles away in the town of Weston, a crucial event took place. Part of Thane's process of getting rid of evidence. Or so he thought.
When was it that you threw your knife in the pond?
On the way back.
On the way back from burning the truck?
On the way back from Danforth after burning the truck.
After burning the truck. Can you tell us where that pond is?
My hometown has maybe 100.
You don't know, or you can't tell us.
The balls this investigator has. Dude, this has been one of the best investigators I've ever seen. Where did this happen at? Maine. Dude, this investigator has been insane from the beginning to end. The way he's played him, the way he started off believing his story. Dude, when Thane came in here, he didn't think he was going to jail. He think he was in here to help. The detective was buddy with him, talking him up. Thane was giving him all this information, thought he was being helpful, but he's really lying the whole time, just painting himself in the corner. And now, 3 hours into this interrogation, he came in innocent. He's leaving with 3 murder charges. The detective had nothing. He's leaving with 3 fucking murder charges in 3 hours. Solved the murder in 3 hours.
It's
as far as the interrogation part.
Bob's taking us now to that swamp area. I want to make sure that we want to find that knife, obviously. True.
I mean, I know it's evidence, but if I'm admitting my guilt.
But we would like to have full closure. So.
I couldn't tell you where it is. I might be able to show you where it is.
The detective who has mostly been observing.
Yeah, dude, this guy's been quiet the whole time. He snitched himself out, basically. Oh, yeah, he made a house of cards. He created a house of cards, And as soon as he built it high enough where he thought he was safe and he thought he won, the detectives confronted him. They crumbled it. They fucking exposed. They confronted him with all the lies he told. It was insane.
Notes now asks an important question, one that brings this case to an even more hideous reality.
He's smirking in the corner.
You had killed Jeff, Jason, and Jesse. Jesse is Bob's grandson.
It's important to note that Jesse is not Bob's biological grandson. Bob's daughter Tamara had a teenage daughter with Jeff, but Jesse's mother was a woman named Jamie Merrill. Given how the detectives are referring to Jesse as Bob's grandson, he may have still treated him as such, though this has not been publicly confirmed.
How is it you feel that his wanting to help you out outweighed the death of his grandson to the point where he didn't feel as though he should turn you in? What do you think made him not want to do that?
It's hard telling.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only known Bob for so long.
In the world,
and he gave you a ride down to burn that truck.
You're smart enough.
And he was with you when you threw the knife out.
But I have work tomorrow. This is almost over. There's like 10 minutes left that we're watching, but it's an hour and 10 minutes.
But he says, you know, what's the conversation like between you and Bob at this point?
He needed to know from me that I had learned a lesson.
The lesson Thane had learned remains a mystery, considering he made every effort to destroy all evidence of his connection to the crimes. Then he fled the state and headed to New Hampshire.
Did you call Bob Jr. down here to say, can I come down there and hang out?
They talk all the time.
They do.
He talks with his mother all the time, and we had already put in prior to that I might go down, and you know, we knew he was looking for a roommate.
Bob drove you down here. Why wouldn't he tell us?
And the crazy thing is, this Bob Strout guy, all these people this guy knows, were all people just trying to help this guy out because he was in and out of homes. His parents were abusive. He was staying with his uncle. Then he moved out, and he was from place to place, failed high school. And these are all just people in this community trying to help him, giving him places to stay, and he fucking murders a family. There's really anyone with my son, I totally understand. Yeah, guys, keep your kids safe.
Why?
Because he cared about me, and I cared about him.
Thane appears to be protective of Bob and somewhat reluctant to say anything that could get Bob in trouble. This is unusual, as generally psychopaths only care about themselves.
Trust me, I know
they may
those
pretend to have concern for another person, but only as a form of manipulation to get what they want. However, Thane may be trying to portray himself as a stand-up guy, because he's willing to take the fall for Bob.
Wait, is he going to turn this and blame Bob?
One of the biggest conundrums of this case, as he appears to have helped Thane after he knowingly killed his grandson. Unfortunately, that choice may be a mystery we never solve. But that's not the only baffling family connection in this case.
I feel like this is why I refuse to park away from my work when I work at night.
As the detectives continue their efforts to fill in the missing pieces of the puzzle, they return to the topic of motive. Thane may have given a motive, but it's still not making sense.
So he says he went on this crazy murder spree because they were drug dealers. He wanted to get them back because he hates a drug dealer. But they weren't drug dealers. There's no proof of them being drug dealers. No one says they're drug dealers. Buying that, like he's like some sort of vigilante Batman. I'm Batman. No drugs in my city of 300 people. Like, what? That sounds so dumb. I don't buy that. And then why did he kill the kid and the other guy who were innocent? He only thought the one guy was a drug dealer. Then he murders a little kid?
In an effort to keep justifying what he's done, he will soon reveal what may be his most outrageous claim yet.
Oh, so what about this other guy you said you wanted to kill? What's his name again? Who's the third guy?
I think it was impulsive.
Third guy?
Me too. I don't know if it was impulsive. Like, I know what you mean by impulsive. Like, he got in there, he's like, I want to kill. I think he's thought about it for a long time. He has some sort of weird sadistic fantasy about killing or something. Or he has some sort of weird obsession. I don't think it was like he's just like, kill, like just randomly thought of it in his head. Like, he'd been thinking about it for a long time, but he couldn't control his impulses there. So he just do it for the thrill. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, it wasn't like he was like, I'm gonna kill this bad guy. If he was like truly spree, he'd wear a mask. He'd like wait for him, like come up to his car one morning and shoot him. Nah, he went there. He got a drink. He was friends with them. He asked him to go out to get him in a secluded area alone. Stabbed him in the back when he wasn't looking, over and over and over. Went inside, stabbed a random person who was staying in the house who didn't even see it happen, and then chased the son in the room. Chased the son in the room who was begging for his life and stabbed him to death. And he's like, I was doing it to stop drug dealers. Bro, what? It could build up till it finally happened. Oh yeah, exactly.
And you wanted to kill 3 people.
2. Some people are adrenaline junkies.
There were 3 people
who will do anything for a rush.
Drug dealers.
I see.
The biggest drug dealers in a fucking city of 300 people. Less than 300, there's 250 people. There are no big drug dealers in that city.
The interrogation is winding down. Thane still hasn't provided a convincing motive as to why he took it upon himself to end the lives of 3 people, other than his baseless claim that Jeff was a drug dealer.
Exactly, he wasn't.
And it must be noted that no evidence was ever found that supported this idea after all. Still, there had to be more to it. As the detectives press him, Thane makes a sickening allegation, revealing more behind his profound hatred toward Jeff.
Of all the people in the world that do drugs, there's some very bad people up there. Why did you pick Jeff?
He's responsible for Mariah going to foster care. I've heard terrible things.
If you found any of his previous
statements, is that the real
shocking,
reason?
What you're about to hear will completely blow your mind.
What?
Dog like that. Weird.
He would call him that. You saying?
He was.
Wait, what?
He was what?
A dog.
He was a dog.
Bestiality.
Jeff was?
Yes.
Wait, what?
I didn't know that.
Hearsay.
Okay.
Wait, so someone said, yo, this guy fucks dogs. And you're like, I'm gonna kill him. And you don't have any solid proof. You're like, yo, how do you know this guy fucks dogs? Oh, I just heard it somewhere. Bro, what? Oh my god. This is so bizarre.
There's no evidence to support such a ludicrous allegation, and it appears that once again Thane may be attempting to justify his actions.
Bro, he's trying to make this guy look as bad as he possibly could. Like, yo, you think with the jury's like, well, I killed him, but listen, he sold drugs, he fucked dogs, and he also fucking put the milk back in the fridge empty. Yeah, he was that guy. He put the jug back in there empty for the next person to find. Now am I innocent? He's making it worse. What up, Kens?
With claims that paint him as the so-called good guy in this twisted situation.
All right, if you want, I will let you write a statement out. Like, again, start where you feel is important and right up until now. You thought about this a couple days ahead of time, and your own words that this was premeditated. Do you feel it was?
Yeah.
You do feel it was. You know it was premeditated.
And
one more time before I let you write your statement here, you know what your Miranda rights. You don't have to do this.
Why the hell not?
Why the hell not? He's like, might as well.
That note, they take a break and exit the room.
So I marked motherfuckers an empty jug back in the fridge. What a narcissist. Low-key, I put the jug back in there empty. Only to fuck with Ben, though. Only to fuck with Ben. I wouldn't do it to you, Tish.
Of his impulsivity, he doesn't want to go through the whole legal process and wait to find out what's going to happen to him. He just wants to be sentenced immediately. This may have been a similar thought process as he had the night of the murder.
Jesus.
When he arrived at Jeff's and saw there were additional people there, he didn't want to wait for another time. He had the plan in his head and just wanted to get it done, regardless of the additional casualties.
Hold my chair.
But if you thought the case ended here, it doesn't.
What?
Not quite yet. In classic Thane fashion, he has more strange comments to offer as he writes up his statement.
And I just realized when I was taking a pee that the word they used for me is homicidal maniac.
What the fuck? Bro, you just murdered some people. These detectives just played you like a cheap violin. They fucking played you like a cheap violin, making you act dumb, making you say all that. Bro, they don't like you. They hate you. Bro, no one likes you. You're a fucking murderer. They were playing nice to you, so you were telling them what they wanted to hear. They're not actually friends. They don't actually want to chit-chat. I heard they were calling me a homicidal maniac. Bro, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Likely doesn't realize that he's further reinforced the fact that the murders were premeditated, and this definitely won't be of any benefit to his defense when the case goes to trial. Even as Thane works through his statement, he can't help but keep talking, and the detective continues to humor him in case he asks.
Bro, and you know, bro, imagine how sick it has to be for the detective to swallow their pride and like pretend to be nice to these murderers, these rapists, these pedophiles, and play along with their little sick games, these sick mind games, just to get him to confess. It honestly is probably really hard on him. He's getting angry at a case that's already been solved.
That's anything more that they can eventually use against him. And of course, he does.
Honestly, I did it to test myself.
To test yourself? What type of test was that?
What?
I don't know. To see if I...
Wait, is Buffett not get a lawyer? No, bro.
Was proficient. I told you, I spent my childhood wanting to be a soldier.
Bro, that's not what a soldier does. Well...
You wanted to be a soldier your whole childhood. Yeah. So this is like a test for you to see if you're proficient?
In killing with a knife? Yeah, bro, you know they drop our soldiers in to little small neighborhoods of only 200 people, and they just go into one house and brutally murder people with a giant Bowie knife? I'm gonna say David Bowie knife. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm sleepy. Bro, no one does that, bro. Like, what the fuck? If you were gonna train to be a soldier, you're gonna press a button, we're gonna launch a fucking drone across the sea. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't fucking drop people in with knives anymore. We're not British, okay?
I think you did.
We're American.
Other than getting meat out into your life, you
didn't kill 3 innocent people. Alex, that's a great start, honestly. So I murdered some American citizens to see how proficient I would be. But no. But then earlier he was like, "Oh, I wanted to get the drug dealer." What?
Gloves. Had I spent the time, retraced my checks better, had I burnt the house down, you might not have been here. You might have never caught on to me.
Look at what he's saying!
You said it yourself. And you said, from what they said on the scene, that whoever did it did a proficient job.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, he's reveling in it. He's like enjoying this. Did you just join the army or something?
So at least I got my answer.
You are proficient.
These words don't remotely resemble what you'd expect from an individual who's feeling even a hint of remorse.
That's crazy.
What would you like to have happen?
The best possible outcome from this?
He's laughing and smiling?
Realistically?
Of course.
I mean, obviously, the families need to know what happened.
He's literally proud. Look how he's sitting there.
An apology. It won't be much.
Yeah, I was going to say, what should we tell the family? What do you want us to tell the family? What do you want us to tell the little boy's mother?
That it wasn't personal.
What? He's like, listen, tell her it wasn't anything personal. Like he's some sort of badass and like that's the end of the movie. Play the cutscenes. It's nothing personal, kid. You murdered him! That's personal! That's why I was going to be this sociopathic. He's so odd, he's acting like he won or did a good job. He just killed people and he got caught like a moron. And he's either going to get the death sentence depending on how Maine is or life in prison. It's so fucked up. This guy's crazy.
Obviously, his statement couldn't provide so much as a shred of comfort. And even at the end, Thane still tries to rationalize his actions.
Anything in closing you want to say?
I know sorry's not good enough.
No, I know. But you can throw it out there.
Best possible outcome, honestly, that good things could grow where evil was destroyed.
What? Oh my cringe. What the fuck? Shut the fuck up. Ew. Cringe. Cringe. I hated that. I really did hate that fucking cringe ass line. He's like, there can only be light and darkness. Bro, what is this Darman ass quote? I don't want to hear that shit. Maine doesn't have the death penalty. Wow.
You might not see it like that, but it's quite possible that these families will now become closer or stronger where they weren't. That maybe those children might be better growing up without their father.
He's the evil that was destroyed. Let's go, easy dubs. What the fuck did he just say? Maybe these families will be closer now thanks to me. They should be thanking me. Maybe he should grow up without a dad. Holy shit.
From what I understand, he wasn't necessarily their biological father and wasn't necessarily a good man.
So you just kill him?
Boy, he was so young. Too young.
As for the boy,
he too was well on his way to Thomaston. As for me, I have a feeling what's going to happen is they're going to die in prison or be committed to a death sentence. I still have a lot of good nature to me.
No, you don't.
I can still be used for good purposes. Gardening or...
What? Sally reminds me of my ex. I couldn't do this job. My anger would get to the roof. He was transferred to a state that does have it. And someone's pushing him, yeah, from there. Man should be in prison forever. What?
Otherwise, I still have a love for things that grow. I still have dreams.
And with that, it's clear that the detectives have reached the limit when it comes to useful information Thane is willing to provide. Finally, Thane's monologue must come to an end.
I guess we're ready.
Is anything else?
We'll take your coffee. They're going to arrest you for being a fugitive from justice. Okay. You're going to be charged with 3 counts of murder from the state of Maine. All right.
Could I maybe finish my coffee?
No, it's on.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn.
Up to you.
May God have mercy on your soul.
Damn! The detector, bro, that's badass. Now that's badass. That's badass. Not, I have a love for things that grow. Shut the fuck up with your nerdy bullshit. May God have mercy on your soul and they fry you in the chair, motherfucker. Fuck you!
In addition to his murder charges, Thane was charged with a count of arson. He waived extradition and returned to Maine. In keeping with his behavior so far, the legal proceedings that followed Thane's arrest were anything but standard. Despite his detailed confession, he initially entered a plea of not guilty to each of his charges.
So then he goes to the judge like, yeah, I'm not guilty, I didn't confess. But did he die?
In May of 2011, there was a final twist. Thane had a change of heart and amended his not guilty pleas to not criminally responsible by reason of insanity.
He can't keep a straight story.
A surprise, based on a statement he made during his interrogation.
I'm not pleading for insanity, don't worry.
As a result, he was granted a two-phase trial. Phase 1 produced guilty verdicts on each count. As for Phase 2, the jury found Thane to have been criminally responsible on all counts.
Let's go!
He received 3 life sentences for murders, in addition to 15 years for arson. And despite multiple attempts to get his conviction overturned or have his case reviewed, Thane has not had any success.
Good, bro.
He remains exactly where he should be,
this guy is
in a
insane.
small prison cell where he can reflect on the 3 lives he so callously stole. But you must be wondering what became of Bob Strout. In a strange turn of events, Bob was arrested in 2011 by the Maine Drug Enforcement Agency and charged with aggravated furnishing or distribution of scheduled drugs.
Bro, so the guy he lived with, the guy who was taking care of him was the actual drug dealer, and the other guy was just some innocent dude.
Drugs and violation of bail. According to police, Bob allegedly furnished oxycodone to his grandson on 5 occasions. As far as his part in helping Thane, Bob was convicted in 2012 and found guilty of hindering apprehension and arson. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
He probably died.
However, all but 4 years of that sentence were suspended.
Jesus Christ, chat. That was a fucking insane case, for sure. All right.